Anger's growing at Optus in the wake of the massive outage which affected millions of Australians for more than 12 hours. Let's take you live to Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, any clearer this hour on compensation bids from Optus? Have we heard any more communication from the company?
No. Yeah, awfully silent for a communication company, aren't they, Optus? Not willing to be forthright as to whether the customers who were impacted, millions of them, households and businesses, whether they'll receive financial compensation for what happened yesterday. We still don't know the reason why there was this massive outage. Optus say it was a network fault, but are not willing to be publicly any clearer as to exactly what that is and whether they can prevent it happening again. The government, though, is increasingly frustrated and calling on them publicly to provide financial compensation of some kind to those affected. We weren't able to get phone calls out, internet, in the worst cases for people trying to call 000 on an Optus landline. They weren't able to do that. This is the brief statement we've got from one of the senior executives at Optus. They talk about a thank you when we're referring to compensation here. They say, we value our customers' loyalty and are looking for ways to say thank you. Optus once again apologises to our customers and others that were impacted by the outage. This is the Federal Communications Minister, Michelle Rowland. She clearly wants them to do more than say thank you.
Australians do expect that where they have suffered some harm, that the right will be done by them. I know that Optus is yet to announce details of some sort of rebate or compensation or goodwill package, and I think that many people look forward to an announcement in that regard.
So, Trudy, will there be further consequences for Optus?
Well, they're certainly going to have their operations torn apart with 3 separate investigations now. One now by the Federal Communications Department. That's looking into broadly what lessons can be learnt here to ensure this doesn't happen again, whether the right processes were in place at Optus. There's also a review by the peak regulator here, ACMA. That is looking into the critical issue of the 000 phone calls. Why, in some cases, mobile phones on Optus were not able to piggy bank, essentially, onto other providers like Telstra so that they can make a 000 call. And we've just seen this vote in the Senate where the Greens successfully got the numbers to have a short, sharp Senate inquiry. And they will be calling the reluctant, media-shy CEO to front up and face questions.
Today's Senate inquiry will force Optus to now front up. After failing the people, after trying to phone it in, they will now be forced to front up and explain.
Optus said today in its statement from a senior executive that they are happy to fully cooperate in these sorts of inquiries. So we look forward to seeing the CEO appearing before the Senate, Ash.